Hello there, everybody. I'm Mr. Givenpie, and this level is gonna have lots of chaos because we're in Spring Stadium Zone, where you bounce on things and springs and chaos ensues. Yeah, pretty much. Ever since Spring Yard Zone of the very first Sonic game, they've always needed a pinball area or a casino area in Sonic games, and this is that. It's the sort of happy-go-lucky, not-too-hard area of the game, except this area is notably harder than your typical, well, area like this. Such as Casino Night Zone, which had basically no enemies ever at all. Or Carnival Night Zone, which, the main problems of death there were running out of time, and the annoying barrel, which constituted as a problem of running out of time. Now these panels with the red circles on them, if you stand on them for longer than even just a split second, spikes will come out, and will try to pierce you. However, you can just sort of bounce across them, or rather jump across them. I mean, technically using the springs around them, you can also bounce across them too, but if you don't want to bother with all that jumping around, you can just jump around. Wow, I'm using pronouns or something very well. Here we have an its ability that I completely missed. Yay. Try to not get confused and go around in circles. The area is quite a bit bigger than the ones that we've seen before, and thus it can be easy to get rather confused as to where you are and where you are going. Like, all of this just led to an extra life. And of course the invincibility box that I passed up last time, on accident. However, this way leads to an enemy, and that's like the only enemy that I remember being in this stage. It's sort of a crab-like thing that walks around, and it doesn't have any like defenses or anything. I mean, sure, it looks spiky, but that isn't gonna do anything to you. Oh, and then there's these dragonfly enemies, which are pretty standard enemies, and spider enemies. So, you know, this level likes its insects, I guess. So that is a thing, is that, while most of the enemies are still based on animals of some sort, they seem to be doing away with that just a little bit. I mean, they did have the purple enemies in the first stage. Oh, now these guys are actually remotely difficult since they'll, well, become spiky for a moment. And if they're spiky and you jump at them, they hurt you. I mean, that isn't like super hard or anything, but it's worth noting, I suppose. Alright, Red Flicky, come on. Come to Pop. There we go. Come to Uncle Sonic. You can do it. Now here's a funny little thing. It's the first time that we've activated a doorway that doesn't just send us down a hole into oblivion. It's actually just, hey, look, there's a gate here. Now you can go through it. Oh boy, invincibility. What'll we find this time? Why, we'll find Tails. We don't actually need to... Oh. What? Oh, right, I'm pretty sure that you can actually get more extra lives if you continue going to the various special stages. At least, I think that's what this is, because I'm pretty sure we got the last Chaos on the last level. But let's go ahead and check it out. I mean, it's not like this is ever hard. Ever. At all. I'm pretty sure they made it physically incapable of being difficult. And besides, one last special stage isn't gonna kill us, right? Right? It'll probably actually do the opposite. Yeah, it just gave us an extra life, which didn't seem to add to our total. And of course, we don't get an emerald bonus, because there are no more emeralds. On the plus side, we do get a pretty good Tails bonus at the end of the level. So that'll be nice. Still, don't expect to see me touching Tails and Knuckles anymore. Because there is not really a reason to anymore, except for points. And let's face it, I don't really need a whole lot of points. But yeah, Tails was just sort of sitting right there. So it's a pretty easy Chaos symbol to find if you don't have them already. Oh, speed shoes. Let's see what I can not do anything with speed shoes. Now, you might have noticed that in this game, there are a lot of things that just sort of sit in one place and shoot at you. For the first couple levels, oh, here's Knuckles, by the way, there were little cannons. You know what, I'm just gonna give it some rings, because why not? Give myself a Knuckles bonus. And now we have these cannons that just shoot a bunch of projectiles into the air that then proceed to land in various areas. Pinball, my friends, it exists, sort of. The pinball physics in this game are kinda odd, to the point that they're not even really pinball physics. They're just sort of, hey, we put up a bunch of bumpers in this one place, bounce around, why don't you? Oh man, that was a pixel-perfect hit. If I had done it even a moment later, I would have gotten spiked by that guy. Oh wow, okay, you just hit all of my birds. Give me the bird, man. Oh, trust me, we would love it, but the Fox censors won't let us. Oh dear. Oh, birds. Come on, Flickies, you know what's going on. Come back here. Alright, Flicky. Come on. Oh my gosh. Did that seriously just happen? Guys, did that really just happen? I don't believe it. No, that didn't happen. You see, guys, what actually happened is we looked into the future of an alternate reality where that did happen. However, that version of Mr. Game & Pie isn't nearly as awesome as I am, so let's watch what really happened, shall we? Yes, this is what actually happened in that situation. You see, being me, and being as awesome as I am, I actually managed to be awesome, and to kill things in a rather effective manner, without dying, or losing all my flickies by being hit by things. Because that's just the kind of Sonic player that I am, you know? A competent one. Yes, now then. Now that we have that settled, let's just move on to the part where I succeed and win and be excessively awesome, shall we? Because that's the cool part of the story. Whenever I'm running around kicking butt and knowing what I'm doing. You see, once again, this is in another alternate reality. By every decision that we make, there are an infinite number of alternate decisions that we could have made that are represented in alternate realities. And we're taking a good look at some of those where I made stupid decisions. Anyway, onward to Act 2. Now then, Act 2 is, well, it's just sort of Act 2. To be completely honest with you guys, this level isn't very memorable for me. It's just sort of there. It all blends into a bunch of red and white and yellow. It's just color explosions. However, this is the level where it's pretty easy to find Tails and Knuckles. In fact, they're in the exact same spot. And I just have to remember where that spot is. Yes. Now, I do actually like this remix of this theme more than the first one. Just all of the little and all that little stuff that goes around in the song. I'm sure there's a technical name for it, but I'm no musician. No, that's my dad. Now let's see here. Ah, yes, a homing attack shield. We could always use one of these, and we need another flicky. Backtracking, my friends. This is probably the reason why most people don't like this game a whole lot. It's like, oh, by the way, guys, there's another flicky in the area. This is the exit to the area, so yeah, you gotta go back now. However, once you have found all the Flickies, you can go through the areas reasonably quickly, as long as there aren't a million spike balls running around. There we go. Oh, you might have noticed that those little poles that served as a gate for the area, yeah, those appear in the regular areas of the level now, as things that will spike you if you go over their holes. Bam! Homing attack. Watch out, guys, that's a homing shot. And I believe this is, yeah, this is where Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are. So, now that we've gone past that, let's just go lickety-split through this area. Seriously, I'm going at the speed of sound here, guys. There is a reason why it's a Sonic game. And when you are invincible, you get to see that reason a little bit more than normal. As long as you aren't bouncing around on craziness. Yes, very good. Nope, you get hit. And there we go. All the Flickies have been collected. And the next area is open to us. See how fast I'm going through these areas? This game can be fast if you know what you're doing. Of course, the question is, do you know what you're doing? Because I don't. Not really. Or at the very least, not as much as I normally do. Because, after all, I've only beaten this game a couple times. Unlike, say, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which I spent my entire childhood on. So, there's that. And thus, another Flicky is obtained. Oh dear, spikes. I really do like this homing attack shield, though. It makes things really easy. It's like trying to be precise. Forget that. Alright, but no, seriously, those spears can be really annoying whenever you got Flickies in tow. Oh, and then there's just a bunch of random spikes on this wall. Yeah, those aren't really dangerous at all. I mean, they kind of try to make them dangerous by putting a big slope on them so that you'll slide into them or something, but that's not gonna happen, really. Alright guys, it's time for the Spring Stadium Zone boss, and it's not really that difficult. Alright, so you see Robotnik going around, he's got these hands, and he's gonna go down. You're gonna be like, lol, I'm crazy, and then you're gonna be like, no, Robotnik, you are not crazy. You are not XD. It doesn't matter how quirky you are, I'm still taking you down. Don't matter how many X's or D's you've got. So come on now, Robotnik. Step it up. Bam! Seriously, this is like really easy. I mean, one thing that this game is kind of missing is thematics. Like, oh, and by the way, you can also do this. Yeah, you can also jump up there and then hit him from up there. Whether or not it's a good idea is debatable, but it's definitely a thing you can do. Anyway, folks, I've been Mr. Game & Pie. This has been Let's Play Sonic 3D Blast Part 3. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.